The gun is already in your hand. You don't remember picking it up. You don't remember walking into this warehouse. But you're here, standing under one flickering fluorescent light, sweat soaking through your collar, and the man across from you, your boss, your mentor, the guy who taught you everything, is looking at you like he already knows what you're gonna do. How did you end up here? Let me take you back. All the way back to the beginning. Because this is the story of your life inside the American Mafia. From the very bottom to the very top, and every single step that brought you to this exact moment. It starts on a Tuesday. Nothing special about Tuesday. You're 16 years old, sitting on the stoop of your uncle's place in South Philly, watching two guys in silk shirts walk out of the corner store without paying. Nobody says a word. The guy behind the counter just nods. You watch this happen and something shifts inside your chest. Not fear, not even curiosity. Recognition. Like you just saw a door you didn't know existed, and it's already cracked open. Your uncle catches you staring. He sits down next to you, lights a cigarette, doesn't look at you when he talks. He just says, "You want to run with us, you do what you're told. You keep your mouth shut, and you never, ever ask questions you don't need answers to. You don't even hesitate. You say yes. And just like that, you're an associate. That's the lowest rung. Doesn't even have a real title. You're not a made man. You're not protected. You're just useful. And useful is how you survive the first year. You run packages. You pick up cash. You stand outside restaurants at midnight counting cars in the parking lot because someone needs to know who's meeting who. You don't know why. You just do it. The cold gets inside your bones on those late nights. The smell of cigarette smoke and exhaust and greasy diner food becomes the smell of your entire life. Your mother thinks you're working construction. You let her think that. The guys higher up barely look at you. To them, you're furniture. Present but invisible. And that invisibility, you realize fast, is your biggest asset. Nobody watches the furniture. 18 months in, you do something that changes everything. There's a shipment going sideways. Wrong driver, wrong time, heat from the feds circling the block. Everyone's scrambling. And you, without being asked, without hesitation, you reroute the whole thing. Call in a favor from a guy you met at a poker game. Get the shipment where it needs to go. Clean. No trace. 3 days later, a man named Tommy DeLuca invites you to dinner. You've seen Tommy before. Expensive suit. Quiet voice. The kind of guy who doesn't need to raise his voice because everyone in the room is already listening. He slides an envelope across the table. Doesn't say what it's for. You take it. "You're a soldier now," he says. A soldier. A made man. That title means everything. It means you're untouchable, at least from anyone outside the family. It means you have a crew. You have territory. You have a piece of the action. But it also means you have responsibilities that don't come with a manual. There's a club on the east side that's 3 months behind on its payment. Your job, your first real job as a soldier, is to go collect. You walk in on a Friday night. Loud music. Neon lights. Hundreds of people who have no idea what's happening in the back office. You sit across from the owner, a nervous guy named Gerald, and you just look at him. You don't say a word. He writes the check in 60 seconds flat. You walk out feeling something you don't have a name for yet. Power. Not the cheap kind. The quiet kind. The kind that doesn't need to shout. But here's what they don't tell you about being a soldier. You carry the weight of everyone above you. Every order comes down through you. Every mistake made by your crew becomes your mistake. You lose sleep over things you can't explain to anyone. Not your girlfriend, not your mother, nobody. 2 years pass. Then 3. You're good at this. Maybe too good. Tommy pulls you aside one afternoon. The back room of a steakhouse. The kind of place where the tablecloths are white and nobody makes eye contact. He looks at you and says 4 words. "You ready for more? You're a capo now. Captain. You run your own crew, 12 guys, all of them looking to you the same way you used to look at Tommy. The strange, sitting on the other side of that table. You understand now what all those silences meant. You understand the weight of a nod, the cost of a wrong word. Your territory grows. Construction contracts. Waste management. 3 restaurants, 2 of which actually make money legitimately. You attend meetings now, real meetings in real rooms with real power in the air. You learn to read a room the way other people read books. Micro-expressions. Posture. Who looks at who when a topic comes up. You also learn something darker. paranoia is a survival skill. Because at this level, everyone is calculating. Everyone is measuring everyone else. Your loyalty is your only currency, and it can be spent once and never refunded. Then something happens that nobody expected. The boss of your family, Old Man Caruso, 72 years old, ran things for 3 decades, has a stroke. He survives, but he's not the same. And the vacuum he leaves behind is immediately, silently, filled with tension. The underboss steps up. You know him, Tony Marchetti, sharp, cold, efficient. He's the number 2 for a reason. But there's a problem. Tony makes an enemy of the wrong guy. A quiet argument about money becomes a loud argument about respect. And then it becomes something else entirely. You're summoned, not by Tony, by the consigliere, the advisor, the strategist, the man who exists in the shadow of every major decision. He asks you, not tells you, asks where your loyalty lies. It's the most dangerous question you've ever been asked. Because there is no neutral answer. You give him the right one, and then you wait. 3 weeks later, Tony Marchetti is moved aside. Business disputes, the official word says. You know better. The underboss position is empty. And then your phone rings. You are the number 2 in one of the most powerful crime families on the East Coast. You walk differently. You talk less. You think in layers now, what's being said, what's being meant, what's being hidden. Every room you enter, you already know 3 ways out of it. But here's the thing nobody tells you about reaching this high. The loneliness is absolute. Because you can't trust anyone completely. Not anymore. Trust at this level is a liability. You sit in rooms where men smile and shake your hand and you know, that at least one of them is counting the days until your chair is empty. So you adapt. You become a different kind of person. Quieter, colder, more deliberate. The young man who ran packages in the rain doesn't exist anymore. And then Old Man Caruso passes. You are the boss. Not ceremonially. Not temporarily. You, the kid from South Philly who said yes on a Tuesday. The weight of it lands on you in a church pew, at the funeral, while the priest is talking about eternal rest. You stare at the casket and you feel it, the whole machine, all the moving parts, all the lives, all the money, all the danger. It's yours now. Every decision ripples outward. Every mistake has a body count. Which brings us back to the warehouse. Back to the flickering light. Back to the gun in your hand. Back to the man across from you, who you trusted, who you built something with, and the information you received an hour ago that you cannot unknow. You have 2 options. Both of them will cost you something you can never get back. You look at him. He looks at you. And in the silence between 2 men who have known each other for 20 years, you make the choice that defines everything. The light flickers one more time. Then it goes out.